Hello and welcome. This is Jan, and we are moving forward with our YouTube ads training modules here. I'm doing these through YouTube, and it's available for free. If you want to learn more about what we're talking about here, I'm available for a consultation. In fact, we have an agency where we focus on YouTube ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, but primarily the paid media section of the good old interwebs. So welcome once again. Let's dive in. So today we're going to talk about a very key area for you to be concerned about and to learn, which is targeting. I mean, it's basic marketing 101. Who are you talking to? What's your message? So today we're going to talk about who you're talking to. And inside the ads manager for YouTube's, you have tremendous capabilities here for drilling down to your perfect avatar, your ICP, ideal client profile. So let's just assume now that you have your AdWords, Google Ads, that is, up and rolling. You are inside the YouTube Ads Manager, the Google Ads Manager here, and you see some icons and access points similar to these. The way that you get to managing your audiences is inside the tools area. So you click on that, go to shared library, then hit up audience manager, and then you're going to see this displayed right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through some basic strategies and some early thoughts on this for you. My assumption is that you're early in the game to YouTube ads, and that's my intention, to kind of get the basics underway. And we're going to go deeper as we continue through these various videos. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below the video. I will for sure respond to you. So I appreciate your attention here today. Now, one of the things that is a big concern, as you probably have seen in some of my videos and also my Facebook videos, is you can have the greatest ad, whether it's a static ad or in this case a video ad. You can have a great message and a great offer, which, by the way, is very important. But if you're selling, chocolate bars to people who hate chocolate bars, it's not going to do much for you. So we want to make sure you dial this in as well. It's really a one-to-one match. That person you're talking to with a message that resonates and a killer offer that they almost can't say no to, right? That's the magic. So when you come into the audience manager over here, you'll see a lot of different menus, and it can get a little confusing because as soon as you start clicking on stuff, things start popping up, like here, website visitors, people who visited your website, app users, YouTube users, customer list, Google Analytics. Google Analytics, you can hook that in and create some very finite definitions of patterns and behaviors from users that traverse your website and hence get recorded with Google Analytics. We're not going to deal with that here today. In fact, we're not going to deal much with these options at all, because I'll show you kind of a sneaky or a faster way to get to this data using now what's called segments. And inside YouTube ads, we talk about segments from in-market, custom affinity segments, demographics, keyword searches. There's a lot of capability, as I said. And what I wanted to do here today is just kind of walk you through how we look at this and how we develop these out for our clients and for the various projects that we work on. So when you click on Tools, get to Shared Library Audience Manager, you get to this section here, and it's going to look something like this. Now, this is recorded here in 2025. Google makes update to this, so menus and things will change, but you'll get the drift here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually go over to custom segments. And one of the reasons that we do that is we want to develop really a list of assets here, which are audience assets for various capabilities, from keyword search to, affinity searches, in-market searches, etc. People who have browsed a certain website or a competitor of yours. You can see we have some of those already developed here. But what I'm going to use here as an example is a keyword search. And keyword searches are the most specific and finite targeting that you can get, because it shows high intent. And we like intent because users are basically saying, hey, I want to see content around what I'm searching for and what we're looking for. So what I did here is I developed a very simple search for Facebook ads. People are interested and that have searched on terms like this on Google properties and Facebook marketing strategy, business manager, how to run Facebook ads. You get the drift here, right? Now, you can play with this as well. We can add more search terms here. Google is going to recommend some search terms. I typically like to run 5 to 6 to maybe 8 keyword searches or keywords. And you don't want to mix up too much here because you're going to dilute the effect of this, the effectiveness of this. So 500 million to 1 billion. These are guidelines. I don't really look at this much. I mean, I'll scan it, I'll glance at it, but it really doesn't matter that much. You know, some controversy surrounding this for sure. Some feel like this is very important. I don't. So basically, that's the summary of that. Now, once you have set up a keyword search, you get what's called a custom segment. And so this is, you know, essentially playbooks for your various searches. So if your ads are centered around trying to get somebody to engage with you because you run a Facebook marketing agency, then a keyword search is going to be highly targeted, highly intent driven for you. So highly recommend you start playing with searches here. Now, the second step is you want to be able to customize and use these subgroups, these custom segments, as you know, placeholders within the master audience setups. And I'll show you what that is right now. Go to audiences and then click the plus button. And here you're going to create your custom audiences. Here we're going to say keyword search FB ads. And you could put a date on here if you wanted to. You can use, you know, maybe some indicators for this, this specifically. Maybe use that, right? Okay. Once you're inside here, based on their activity, you can now specify what type of activities. And as I said, we have developed several here. You can create a new segment, which basically is that custom segment we just talked about, or you can simply search for the one that was developed. And notice how I have that already established here. Well, I like to use what's established. I don't like to mess around too much inside the interfaces here. I like to set up and analyze my markets, set it up, get those segments in place, and then simply come in here and leverage them. You can stack them here if you want. Don't recommend that either. You can add your own data. Previously, people who have interacted with your website, maybe they have there's a specific list from your YouTube channel that you'd like to include here. This is kind of a remarketing flavor here, and Google recommends you do this. We test this. Now, initially, when we first launch, we like to segment it by a specific segment only. And so in this case, it's keyword search for Facebook ads. We don't want to mix it up with anything else. And we'll take this off. Whoops. We'll take this guy off. And you don't need to mix it with your own data at this point. Now, there's some controversy around this as well. We like to test very specific, distinct things because when things start working, we can actually scale it much faster. One of the things we notice, by the way, when you add your own data is you're going to get clicks in, which is helpful, but you're not necessarily going to convert. Those are people who have seen your website. They are a warm audience. We would set that up as a different campaign. And as you've learned inside YouTube, you want to set up a campaign to an ad group to an ad. So one-to-one all the way through. Don't mix this up. Create multiple campaigns and set up the distinctions between each one campaign. So once you have this set up, so now you've selected your custom segment, you have a main audience name. Now you can come down here and say, okay, listen, is there any additional information I'd like to add to this? Now, again, we don't do this because it's going to dilute it and it gets messy and we can't really control it, and especially not for scaling. So we can go into in-market here and we can go to life events, you know, people who have just graduated, people who are changing jobs. There's so many opportunities here. Parent status, all of this stuff. We don't deal with that here. again, very clean, very distinct. This is going to be life-changing for your campaigns. Exclusions, that's one thing we may include if we really want to drive cold traffic, which is, hey, I want to exclude people who are on certain lists. So that could be my website visitors here, or maybe my YouTube channel or channels. I want to exclude all of those. I just literally want people who are searching for these keywords here, and that's it. Now, typically this is something we do later, and or in an e-commerce setting. We might want to exclude certain people that have gone through the customer experience that we don't want to present more ads to. And for demographics, absolutely important here. So we find that our sweet spot is in the 35 to 60. Yeah, we leave this pretty much all the time. We'll play with this unknown thing here. These are people that, you know, basically Google hasn't been able to determine exactly their age. Now, one important thing, we deal with this, which is the parent, not a parent, and your top household. So typically what we choose here is top 10 to 30% in household, and we leave everything else the same. Now, what's important about this is that these are typically people who have bigger wallets, right? And so we like to kind of address the people who can afford services and or is very specific to our market that we think would be of value. So I can hit save here, and now we basically have an audience created, which is our keyword search. And let's see if we can actually find it here. What did I call this thing? Let's see. Okay, so let's see here. Maybe it put it down at the bottom. Let's see. That typically puts it down at the bottom. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so not in use. That's why. Yeah, you want to set up a campaign, and you're going to address this by setting it up inside the audience builder inside the campaign. Now, what you can see here is easily editable, by the way, and you can also see that this is targeting the 35, 44, top 10% keyword search, Facebook ads. It's pulling in the custom segment. Everything is ready to go here, and this is essentially the quickest and fastest way to build audiences inside of YouTube ads. Now, as I said, we use these custom segments all the time because we like to be very distinct about it, very logical about it. And frankly, using it this way allows us to be able to report on it to our clients, as well as being able to scale it using those parameters that I just showed you. So again, we're going to do a little more deep dive on this in another follow-up video, because we want to show you how you actually use these audiences inside a campaign. But if you just do this, guys and gals, set up using these custom segments, test the audiences, create multiples of these, and then one-to-one match in terms of your campaign setup, you're going to be on a good path here for YouTube ads. And again, locations matter as well, because if you're a local business, we have a local business we're dealing with right now. They're in the Los Angeles area. You want to make sure that you set this up correctly, of course, based on the particular keywords that local business is, what potential customers are searching for, but also make sure that you include the locale inside your campaign, so you're not distributing the ads all across the nation. But these are, you know, fairly, well, important but fairly trivial things in terms of the setup and configurations. But I'm going to show you a follow-up to that particular scenario as well. So other than that, yeah, once again, tools, shared library, audience manager. Make sure that you set up your custom segment. As I said, this was an example over here. Then come in and develop your audiences. Once you have this set up, this is your arsenal, guys, of all the custom audiences and the uniqueness about those audiences that fit a particular market or an offer. And once you have this set up, you can go ahead and create your campaigns and just literally glue those right into your campaign structure and launch your videos. So that's been a short but very important video here in terms of setting up your audiences on YouTube ads. So I see we have 14 minutes here. If you have any questions, anything at all, fire it off in the comment section. I'll be happy to reply back. And if you have any questions about how to just simply run this for you, we have a link down at the bottom of this video. You can click on over and submit your information, and we can talk about how we might be able to help you set this up as well, including running everything. So take care of yourself, be good, stay happy.